Peace TV English, the solution for humanity.
After those long dark nights, now my world is bright. Islam is my sight. Now I found the light. After those long dark nights, now my world is bright. Islam is my sight. Now my world is bright.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to a new episode of The Straight Path. I'm your host, Fuad Muhammad. We decided finally to talk about the topic, the relationship between Muslims and non-Muslims, whether they're living in a Muslim country or a non-Muslim country. However, as one of our customs here on the program is to deal more with the Muslims living in the West. Well, sometimes we wonder how far can we go in befriending a non-Muslim, and we have two good personalities, inshallah, to help us to clarify what is the meaning in Islam, the relationship between Muslims and non-Muslims. And the guests are Sheikh Asim Luqman Al-Hakim, all the way from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to The Straight Path.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
And we also have Brother Sharif Ayub, who is an Imam in Umar Haikal Islamic Academy in Nevada, USA. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the program.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you, brother.
We have been receiving a lot of questions, especially from Muslims living in the West, Sheikh Asim. They want an Islamic definition of what relationship means when it comes to Muslims and non-Muslims. How do we define it?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Sallallahu wa sallam wa baraka ala abdihi wa rasulihi al-Amin. Nabiyyina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. The relationship that governs how a Muslim should treat a non-Muslim is defined by the Quran and the Sunnah. It is not up to our desires and whims. And you cannot have one size that fits all, in the sense that it is different how we treat the enemies of Islam. It is different how we treat those who are kind to the Muslims and Islam as well. It is different how we treat those who are idle, who do not abuse Muslims, and at the same time who are not hostile to Muslims. Therefore, the best way to look into such a topic is to go back to the fundamentals, to the Quran and to the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. If you go back to the Seerah, you will find that the Prophet ﷺ preached Islam for 13 years in Mecca, where he did not have any power, he did not have any army. He and the Muslims were the oppressed ones. He dealt with the people in a manner, but when he migrated to Medina, and it was the nucleus of the Islamic State, then he treated the people in a different fashion, because the powers were different now.
Yes.
And it was with the Muslims. Nevertheless, the Prophet ﷺ was always consistent in how he dealt with those who were peaceful, those who were not hostile. And we're instructed in the Quran, in so many verses, how to deal the non-Muslims and how would our relationship be.
What I can see from your point here, Sheikh, is that they should keep a relationship with non-Muslims, and to an extent a very close relationship, because the ultimate goal of that relationship is to tell them about what Allah has blessed us with, Islam.
This is true. We have to have this relationship, but, and this is a very big but, what kind of relationship do I have with a non-Muslim? Is it the same relationship that I have with my brother Sharif, for example? Do I befriend with him? Do I give him my full support? And if he needs anything, I try my best to stand next to him because he is my brother. Allah mentions in Surah Al-Hujurat, verily that the believers are brothers. So he's my brother for sure. Now, I have a non-Muslim colleague at office. So does Islam tells me to spit on his face or to take the money of his wallet if he's not watching, or to give him a flat tire at the parking lot because I don't like him? No. Islam tells us to coexist. Be kind to this guy. Be nice to him. But don't take him as your ally. I can have him as an associate. We can go for lunch break together with the intention that I want to call him to Islam. But I don't go with him and hang around with him. I don't go every week 3 times to the tennis courts and enjoy playing, and I feel close to him more than I feel close to my brother Sharif here, because Islam draws the line. Be good to people, non-Muslims, be kind to them as long as they're kind to Islam and they're not hostile to Islam and the Muslims, but do not take them as allies. Do not love them more than you love your Muslim brothers.
Okay, that's a very good point that the Sheikh just made there, Brother Sharif, that we should have the relationship, but there is a line to be drawn, right? But in America, for example, in most Western countries, we have the majority of the Muslims, and I don't want to say majority, but there's a group of Muslims who suffer from what we call inferiority complex, where they feel that they're less than the natives of that land. And these are the people, we use the word that really, I don't want to say obey or suck up to the society that is above them. But how does he balance it out, even if he's feeling that he's inferior in a society?
I think, brother, here is the duty and the obligation of the Muslim community. For example, I was talking with brother Asim before the recording about how many Muslims, for example, in this city I'm working in. Imagine, brother, that we have almost 30,000 Muslims in this country. But it's also a big but, like brother Asim, we have only 700 Muslim in Friday prayer. And this is the point. Muslims there in this country, 90% from those people, they are living or traveling to these countries only for money. They are...
it's a business.
Yeah, it's a business-wise. For example, the Sin City. I was astonished one day when I saw a Muslim lady, having her scarf and playing on the gambling machine. So my wife, she shouted, she screamed, it's Arab lady. The lady said to her and to me, unfortunately, it's my business, go. It's not your business, it's my business, go. Here is the point. The Muslim, sometimes you find the Muslim who can gather his Muslim brother around him. And in this case, wallahi, we feel that we are a great power. When you live with the Muslims, especially when they have their prestigious status there in the States, because I have many friends who are doctors, engineers, physicians, and many they are working in good fields in the States, and they are feeling that they have power. But still, a lot of Muslims, they are separated. They let themselves to be separated, and then to feel that the feeling of the inferiority in this community, because they are the owner of the country. Actually, the people and the non-Muslim, they feel that they are the owner of the country, and we live that we are just living here for a period. We are collecting money. We are for our business, but still, if we are doing our Islamic duty to be brothers in Islam, we will not feel this feeling, or we will not feel that we are inferior than those people. But still, it's our mistake. I think so, because I lived with those people. Sometimes, wallahi, they are weaker than us, the non-Muslim people. But still, they are a great majority, and you are still how many millions?
Still a minority.
Still minority. We are still minority because I think how many Muslims in the state? They are 200 million. How many Muslims from 5 million, 10 million Muslim? Still we are minority. But if you look at it, like the 200 million, how many religion? How many religions? It's almost 100 religion or more. But still, you are Muslims, the Muslims are 10 million, at least, inshallah. So you are power.
He just mentioned a point there that we didn't really mention in the episode, that one of the best ways to establish a relationship is between two parties, and one is always has the priority over the other. One is inferior and one is above him. As a community, or as a Muslim community, how important it is for us to really exhibit ourselves as the group that is above. How important it is.
Well, you don't have to go around and brag about it, because then you'll make people more hostile to you. It is not what others think of you. It is what you think of yourself. And this is why so many verses of the Quran, and our problem is that we always neglect Quran. We just think and think and think without going back to the ultimate constitution, the divine words of Allah Azza wa Jal. Allah the Almighty tells us that honor and pride is for those who believe, and humility is for the hypocrites. So this pride, this honor that Allah Azza wa Jal bestowed upon the Muslims should be proud of themselves. We rarely see people being proud of themselves as Muslims and not go to oppress people. So if you're a Muslim, be proud of being a Muslim. Be proud when you deal with others. Don't feel ashamed when they ask you, why are you doing this? Well, because I'm a Muslim, I'm sorry. Why are you apologetic? Why don't we find people praying in malls, in universities, in schools, in corridors, for example? If it's time for prayer, so no, there's no prayer hall. So, yeah, I can't pray in front of all of these people. They're watching me. So, you could see so many strange things happening in front of you, yet nobody's commenting. So why are you ashamed of praying? Why is a Muslim woman ashamed of wearing the veil, of wearing the hijab and covering her body as Allah instructed her? Why is a man ashamed of having his beard? He said, well, I'd like to be clean-shaven like everybody else. Why? You have your dignity, you have your pride, you have your source of honor, which is the Quran and the following of the Prophet ﷺ. So this is how we should be. And we should not feel inferior to anyone. But at the same time, this does not mean that we should step over everybody else. Because this is what they're doing. You've got people stepping over everybody else. The white see themselves as the superior race, and anyone who's Jew, Muslim, black, gay, women, etc., as you hear them say, they're considered to be inferior. And the black consider themselves to have black power. And the Hispanic think something else. And then you've got the Asians, and you've got... Why is this? This is how Allah created you. This is not something to be proud of if you're tall or short. This is not of your own doing, but your faith, your belief is what you should be proud of.
Okay, that's a very good point, inshallah. We'll take a short break here on The Straight Path, and we'll be back right after this.
Now my world is bright. Islam is my sight.
Confused, worried, losing control. If you are a parent, these feelings may well be all too familiar. In a society in which we increasingly feel that we are losing our children, it's still possible to get it right. And Islam will show you how. Want to know more? Join me, Muhammad Tim Humble, as we explore the ways to be good Muslim parent.
Learn a series of beautiful Islamic techniques to help our children get the best in this world and the best in the hereafter in 26 Ways to be a Good Muslim Parent. Every Friday at 6 p.m. and repeat telecast at 5:30 a.m. UK on Peace TV.
Every action depends upon its intention.
Intention sincere.
What is your intention? Why do you do what you do?
Concentration, focus, dedication, dynamic.
Every single aspect of your mind, of your soul, of your heart, is it for Allah, sincerely for Him, or is it for something else?
Get going on how to improve your prayers.
The purpose of these talks is to counter exactly that type of behavior.
Join Abdul Rahim Green.
In other words, with the outward action, there is also an inner dimension.
In Inner Dimensions of Worship. Next on Peace TV.
Islam is my sign.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back. You're watching The Straight Path. Our topic today, the relationship between Muslims and non-Muslims, the Islamic perspective. Sheikh Qasim, just before we went to the break, you were just clarifying how Muslims should have the faith and the strength of the faith, right? And we also discussed in the episode that the real goal between the relationship between a Muslim and a non-Muslim, the ultimate goal is to give him the message. But what about those people who clearly reject the message? How do we act in society with our neighbors, with the people who live in the community? What is our relationship with them?
Well, our relationship with them is built on mutual needs.
Mm-hmm.
So if I were to have a maintenance man who bluntly rejects Islam,
mm-hmm.
and he doesn't want to become a Muslim, he's not interested in Islam,
mm-hmm.
what would I do if I need his services again? I'd give him a call.
Mm-hmm.
And he would come and fix what needs to be fixed, and I'll pay him. So this is a relationship. Having said that, coming back to the first comment you mentioned, it is not only the Muslims and the non-Muslims relationship that I should evaluate. It is also the Muslims relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that if I have a friend, and this friend is a bad friend, he fornicates, he drinks, he fools around, he doesn't pray on time, just because he's a Muslim does not mean that this gives me the right to be with him, to be around him. On the contrary, Islam tells me, reject this guy. Look for someone who is much better to be with.
Actually, it would be better in that case to have a non-Muslim friend who is God conscious.
Again, no, not to that level.
Okay.
Because still, he is a non-Muslim. But having said that, this bad Muslim, I should not make him as my ally. I should not be friend with him, because I tried my best to change him and he would not change. So I have to neglect him, I have to avoid him, and look for the good company that draws me closer to Allah Azza wa Jal. So if you imagine this, you believe now it is not hatred that we have against the non-Muslims. It is against those who do not abide by the Quran and Sunnah.
Yes, okay. So we've touched 2 points there. We touched the 2 groups of Muslims. Let us look at the last group, 9/11, all the 7. There are Muslims in America, and many Muslims complain of the fact that some non-Muslims are hostile towards them.
Yeah.
Have you found this, first of all? And second of all, how does a Muslim deal with such non-Muslims?
Actually, I have met this situation 2 times. The first time I was in the store with my wife, and then a man came and said that, "Are you from Taliban?" That's the first point he said to me, because of my dressing, or my uniform and uniform of my wife. Then I was astonished, and I feared a little bit. But I said to him, no, I'm from Egypt. That's what that was my answer. The next time, I was buying something from someone. So he noticed that I'm not American. I'm Arab from my accent. Yeah, from my accent. So he was a little bit friendly with us. But look at his wife. She was very hostile to us. No, we don't have anything. We sent this machine that you are looking for to our troops overseas. That was her answer. So she was very fanatic. So my friend said to me, please, Imam, let her now, because she may call the police for us now, and she said that we are trying to steal her. So there are a few examples from those people, but on the contrary, you find many friendly people from them. You can deal with them, you can talk to them, but what can you do with those people? You cannot convince them, you cannot say to them that we didn't do anything, but still there is some problems. Still there is some troubles. We are not responsible for these troubles, but still that it comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best who did them. But still there is some crimes committed under the name of Islam, or committed and then being attached to Muslims, but still there is some problems. We have to deal with those people, and we have to be kind even in this situation.
Yeah, we have about 3 minutes remaining in the episode, Sheikh Qasim. I just want to go on the same point there, because this is the whole foundation of the episode. And this is why we ask it, because this is why Muslims ask, because the non-Muslims who are easy to deal with, it's not a problem. They can easily deal with one another. But for the non-Muslims who are hostile towards Islam, as the brother gave us a few examples, do we give up hope? Do we avoid them? Do we leave them? How do we respond to their curses sometimes?
Well, it's difficult to answer this question because it differs. Now, one way, it says that you should leave them altogether. And the other way says that, no, you should try and try and try. But if I do this, I'm going to waste time. I'd rather sit with 10 other more who are accepting what I say, who may like what I say, and be convinced with it, rather than spending my time with this individual who does not show any type or kind of hope. Now, having said that, remember that calling people to Islam is not lecturing them. It's simply dealing with them in the Islamic fashion. And like Brother Sharif said, if you go and give the greetings, good morning, good day, have a good day, and they don't reply to you, what is the right thing to do? One says, well, we should not give them our greetings in the first place. Why is that? Because they're not replying. And my answer to that would be, would I teach them manners, or would I learn from them bad manners? So if I do not greet them, I'm learning from them bad manners. But if I keep on greeting them and trying to be the good person and trying to have the upper hand, then I'm teaching them manners. And this is how we should treat others. If life is so easy and everybody is accepting our call, and we don't have to strive, and we don't have to struggle, and we don't have to have any calamities or bad situations to be in, life would be so easy. But this was not the life of the Prophet ﷺ, nor his companions, nor those who call others to Islam. We have to strive, we have to struggle, we have to keep our focus on our target, and we have to coexist with those who are kind, or at least with those who are not hostile to Islam.
Sheikh Qasim, I think you, in that same statement you've made, you've summarized what we exactly wanted to say on the episode. Jazakallah khair for your time today on The Straight Path. Brother Sharif, same to you, Jazakallah khair. And we hope to have both of you again, inshallah, sometime soon on The Straight Path. That's all we have time for today. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
After those long dark nights, now my world is bright. Islam is my sight. Now I found the light. After those long dark nights, Islam is my sight. Now my world is bright. Islam is my sight. Now my world is bright. Islam is my sight. Islam is my sight.
If I were to ask you about the life of our beloved Prophet ﷺ, about the incidents that occurred before his prophethood and in Mecca and in Medina, about the names of his loved ones and his wives and his children, how much would we be able to know? How many incidents have we memorized? Brothers and sisters, isn't it more important that we study the seerah of the most important human being who ever walked the face of this earth? Join me, your host Yasir Qadhi, as we discuss the most important biography of the most illustrious human being that ever lived, the seerah of our beloved Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Join Yasir Qadhi in Seerah of the Prophet, peace be upon him, every Monday at 3:30 p.m. and repeat telecast at 2 a.m. UK on Peace TV. The value of money in the hereafter will be measured by its proper use in the present.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا أنفقوا مما رزقناكم من قبل أن يأتي يوم لا بيع فيه ولا خلة ولا شفاعة.
According to the glorious Quran, one of the best ways to use your money is to spend it in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by spreading His message of Islam. Peace TV is a non-profit Islamic satellite television channel that is primarily dedicated for just that cause, the proper presentation of Islam. It's a great choice to invest in it and a golden opportunity to purify your wealth in a way that pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Support Peace TV. Send your zakat and donations to IRFI Al Ryan Bank, 47 Calthorpe Road, Birmingham, UK, B151TH. Pound account number 011-32301. IBAN GB49ARAY 30008301-132301. Sort code 300083. Swift BIC code ARAY GB22. Please confirm your contribution at support@peacetv.tv.
Support Peace TV, the solution for humanity.
The children of Islamic International School. Different, outstanding, extraordinary.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says,
if Allah helps you, none can overcome you.
There is no God worthy of worship except Allah.
Allow the Quran to come into life. It will enlighten you.
Islamic International School inculcates excellent educational goals and achievements.
Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said,
best amongst you is the one who learns the Quran and imparts its knowledge to others. Islam will enter everywhere.
For the best in this world as well as hereafter.
This book is answering all your problems. The glorious Quran is the solution of problems of humanity.
Watch Khadija Sayyed, Yusuf Serrar, Ayman Ansari, Ahmad Soratia, Nabiha Khan, Naif Ansari, Zahra Patanwala, Arsh Zagare, Ghazi Chauhan and Farid Naik.
Allah is giving us an opportunity to do a prophet's job and to earn a prophet's reward.
Watch Thais of the Islamic International School speak on challenging topics in Promising Generation every Saturday at 7:30 p.m. and repeat telecast at 10:30 a.m. UK on Peace TV.